here we are. We made it. I think we should probably wait a minute just in case anybody. Well, I guess we got a bunch of people coming online now, so I think everybody's figuring it out. It's probably not that difficult to figure out.
No,
Having a little bit of technical issues tonight here. Part and parcel of the Big Ten team rivalry show. Now I'm flustered. Now it's like, what are we going to do? We got a bunch of things we want to talk about. Mac, somebody was mentioning your mullet again. What's going on?
What?
You don't even have a mullet.
Really? Somebody mentioned a mullet again?
Mullet thing came up again.
Where? When? Also, I literally, like, with 3 seconds left in the countdown, had just gotten back from the bathroom and sat down.
Nice.
Like, Elle was
done,
watching the video to see when the timer was and telling me, like, 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah.
I move quick.
All right. Let's do this thing.
All right.
Good job by J.J. McCarthy. Take the handoff. And Alec Manis is going to throw a pick. They give it to Corum. Up back. Corum. Touchdown, Wolverine. Ruben Wilson does it again. Corum finds some daylight. He's got some speed and some blockers. Outside. Turns the corner. Blake Corum down the sideline. Looking over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Wolverine. McCarthy extends the play, now using legs. McCarthy a first down.
This goes on far too long. I got to end that faster. Oh, but I love that intro, though. It is still my favorite intro of all time.
It is. I feel really bad for Ethan Kelly-McManus, though. The fact that he made our intro and the way he made it was by throwing a pick six. Poor guy.
Well, it's going to happen. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show, brought to you by Rise Window and Door Company, but we will get more on that later. Let's look and see who's in the chat. I saw Tom over there. Tom Bouchard is hanging out with us. Doing the crying Ryan emojis, which don't show up on here. I got to figure out how to make that show up on there. I don't think it's my fault. I think it's the software. It's not me. It's the software.
They show up in our hearts, and that's all that matters.
And on YouTube. So that is also good. So if you're looking at the YouTube chat, you'll see the crying Ryan emoji, which you can get if you become a member. And one of the things I got to point out, thank you, by the way, to everybody who is a member currently. We do have some membership stuff coming up, like
we do
fantasy football, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But the first thing I want to say is I found out I was going to put everybody in the ticker tape there at the bottom, but I found out it only goes 200 characters, so I lost a few people. So you'll now see that all of our members are currently listed on the background permanently, so they're there. As we get more, we will add to that. Right now, anybody in the ticker is somebody who has been a member for more than a month or more, I guess I should say. So that's what's going on there. Tom Bouchard says, "What's up, fellas?" We're just having fun trying to figure out how live streams work, because after all this time, it's still a mystery. And sometimes you got to keep a little mystery just so things are exciting.
Okay. Relationship advice with Big Ten Team Rivalry.
If you have a live stream, keep the mystery in the relationship with a live stream. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Don't do anything inappropriate on a live stream. We're not advocating for that.
When she glitches on you, you can just say she's got a bad connection. That's
When
all the advice I have.
When she starts getting mad at you and she doesn't work with you, you can just turn her off, and not have to deal with her. It's great.
Wow, that's harsh though. So tonight we got a whole bunch of topics going on. We're going to have our pep rally. So this is our Big Ten pep rally. If you are a Big Ten fan, and I assume you are because that's why you're here, let us know in the chat, who's your favorite team? What are you excited about this season? This is going to be our Big Ten pep rally. And the reason I wanted to do that, we needed a pep rally. We need to get excited because football's about to start.
Football.
And when football's about to start, that's when you start doing the pep rallies. And so that's what we're going to do. And John Mendock out there already. Penn State versus Michigan.
Ooh.
Oh, he's talking about Big Ten championship. Oh, that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have a poll going on in the chat. I listed, you only get so many options in the chat or in the polls for the chat. As far as who do you think is going to end up in the Big Ten championship? Is it going to be Penn State versus Oregon, Penn State versus Ohio State, Penn State versus Michigan, or Ohio State versus Oregon? Those are the only ones I could come up with. I guess I probably should have done two for Michigan. I probably should have said like Michigan, Ohio State. I wonder how many people think that's going to happen.
I really hope it doesn't. I'm so upset that that's even a possibility.
I know. I hear that. At any rate, those are the ones in the poll on the chat. If that one fills up, we'll do another one. And I don't know what fills up means. I don't think they actually fill up.
It literally can't. You just keep on voting.
Yeah, they keep voting. All right. So if it's not one of the ones in the poll, put it in the chat. Who do you think it's going to be? And like our friend here, John Mandock says, he's got Penn State versus Michigan.
What if it's Northwestern Iowa?
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be a great game.
We're also going to talk about Michigan's wide receiver room, who's going to the Big Ten championship and the national championship, the coaches poll. What does a successful season for Michigan look like? Disrespecting the game. All of this in your chats in 90 minutes. Although we're going to have to go a little bit long tonight because the live stream messed up.
Because you screwed it up, man.
It wasn't me. I scheduled
it. Was you.
I did everything I normally do.
It is a poor workman.
Now that I say that out loud, I realize
tools.
It doesn't always work the way I do it. So
yeah,
there's that. Our friend Timothy Redmond is out there. Says, how do y'all feel about the defensive line and the coming out of the Ohio State, and they are moving their starting right tackle that struggled at the last year. They're moving him to left tackle. I forgot which guy that is. Who is it they're moving to left tackle?
I don't remember. I know Evan Link is supposed to be getting reps at left tackle.
Yeah.
Let me do a little bit of look-see.
Look that one up.
How do y'all feel about the defensive line coming out of Ohio State and moving their starting right? The defensive line is going to be fantastic this year. So I think there are a couple of defensive linemen that are on somebody's like freak watch list. I can't remember who puts that out, but it's like a watch list of like athletic freaks or whatever, if you will.
Right. Are you talking about Michigan's D-line or Ohio State's D-line?
I thought he was asking about Michigan's defensive line. Is that Ohio State's defensive line?
Well, it could be. It could be he's talking about Michigan's defensive line, and then what is Ohio State going to do moving their tackle around?
When they're starting right tackle, that's struggling.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was talking about Michigan's left tackle. Okay, so what is Ohio State going to do about their offensive line? I can look up some stuff real quick and see if there's anything about who's moving to left tackle there. But let's be honest.
Here we go.
Ryan Day. Oh, okay. Defensive line is coming out of the Ohio. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Not great. I mean, that sucks for them. You know, you never like to hear about injuries, especially in camp and all that. That sucks, man. Could you imagine just like you get all the way through spring ball, summer starting to wrap up, you know, and then August camp starts and you're like, yeah, all right, football's coming soon. We're going to get to the season. And then you like tear your Achilles or some nonsense. Like that would just be terrible. I feel really, So let's see. Okay. Ohio State defensive injuries.
Tom Bouchard says he thinks Brant will have a big year.
Brant will have a big year. Okay.
Where's
okay, yeah. So it was Edric Houston who suffered the low body injury on July 31st during an 11-on-11 drill. He had to be helped off the field, unable to put weight on his right leg. However, he did return to practice the next day, wearing a brace on his knee and walking gingerly, but on his own power. Head coach Ryan Day confirmed that Houston is expected to return to team drills, calling his progress good to see. So Matt Patricia said that he's getting good mental reps despite being limited. Mental reps. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for Houston to go down for Ohio State. They lost their entire starting defensive front to the NFL from last year. Houston's obviously a critical piece in the 2025 rebuild. He played in all 15 games, tallying 7 all 15 games. They played 12 in the regular season, and then was it only 3? It was 4, so it would have been 16 games.
Yeah, they were 14-2.
Yeah. 7 tackles, 2 pass deflections. He was expected to start alongside Caden McDonald. He does have, I guess they are pretty excited about his backup, but that would still be a pretty huge loss for them. I mean, considering he's coming back from, the team last year and he's expected to start, he's kind of a defensive leader. Like that would be kind of a bummer for them for sure. So hopefully he's able to come back. I mean, you never like to hear about injuries like that.
Yeah. Let me, Tom's talking about Brant here. I gotta share this one. Cameron Brant, and I'm guessing this is who he's talking about. Boom, Cameron Brant. He is a junior. He's an edge, 270 pounds, 6'4".
Wow, that's a big dude.
It's actually a little. I'm thinking he's a little light for an edge, but maybe not. I mean, 270 pounds is pretty good. Yeah.
No, that's a good size.
Yeah. 3 2X tackles last against Michigan State. Three solo tackles versus Michigan State. 2
assisted tackles
for loss. 2 at Indiana. Yeah. Hopefully he'll have a good year. He's a junior this year.
Can you scroll back down to his stats? Did he have 4 sacks and a forced fumble? Let's see here. One sack.
1 sack. 2 last at Indiana.
Weird.
2 times
okay.
at Indiana.
This person's stats about him are wrong. Most of which came in the second half of the season, including a standout performance in the ReliaQuest Bowl against Alabama. I am so excited about the amount of players that played against Alabama because there were basically no starters in that game. And they're all coming back this year. So Michigan's defense, the one that upset number 11 Alabama, the Alabama team that said, we deserve to be in the playoffs. We're so good. Please put us in. Don't you know who our old coach used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get a couple of these here. Brandon, how you doing out there, Brandon? The Buckeye fans are insufferable. All they talk about is the hammer. They do, and we're trying not to tonight. Tonight's pep rally night.
Yeah.
Michigan Wolverines. What are you excited about to see from Michigan this year in 2025? I want to hear about that in the chat.
And frankly, let's invite our Buckeye friends to come and join us in the chat and say, what are you excited about Ohio State? And can you please, I go back and forth on this. I'm like, do I want Texas to win or do I want Ohio State to win? I'm like, man, I would love to see Texas, humble Ohio State early on. But at the same time, I'm really getting sick and tired of the SEC. And I'm really getting sick and tired of Texas fans because Texas fans, we're in the SEC now. We're hot crap. No, you're not. Okay, you just joined the SEC. You had a good first season in it for sure, but you just joined them. It's not like you've always been this SEC legacy team. And also the SEC needs to shut up for a second. Okay, if NIL has proven anything, it's that they only won championships because all of them were paying players. You cannot convince me otherwise, even though I have no hard evidence to back that up. But that is what makes America great. You can make any claim you want without evidence and believe it wholeheartedly until you die. USA, USA.
Brandon says go blue. Let's get a go blue. You ready?
Go blue.
Thank you very much. So tonight's the pep rally. We're inviting everybody out there, everybody in the chat, rep your team. What are you excited about? Who are you rooting for? Who do you root for? And what are you excited about for this season? And I was just thinking, Mac, too, given that Ohio State-Texas game, what if? Can we do this? Can we put the rivalry back on the field and say we want the Big Ten to beat the SEC and root for Ohio State in that game?
Man,
I think we can do it.
It's like Michigan blasphemy, it's Michigan blasphemy, but
as Tree Dog says, the Buckeyes are in shambles. Maybe this is a way we can give them a little boost.
Well, but the thing is do you want them to have a boost? That's the problem.
Well, against the SEC, yeah.
I don't know.
That could really throw them off, though. If we tell them we like them, then they might, not take that Michigan game all that seriously.
They already don't take it seriously. They lost the Michigan game, and all of them were like, fire Ryan Day and kill him and his entire family. And that was dark. I apologize.
That was, and that was a terrible thing. Yeah.
Yeah. What I said or what they did?
No,
I already feel bad, man. You don't have to pile on. Gosh.
No, I'm sorry, man.
Anyway, just get out the guillotines. Anyway, oh, that's worse. That's so much worse.
That was bad.
But they were already piling on to Ryan Day and like after the Michigan game and all that, but then they go and win the Natty and the Michigan fans are like, ha, we still beat you. Her. And they're just like, yeah, we don't care about that anymore. Liars. You're all liars. You are. Yeah.
William Kane, nice to see you out there. Thanks for joining us. He says, get them likes up, folks. We appreciate that. If you like what you've seen so far, please give us a like on there.
God only knows why, but yes,
get more
please
Big
like
Ten
it.
fans out there. We like to have fun. And if you wouldn't mind, give us a sub too, if we've earned that from you guys. Thank you very much, William, for doing that. Marmar is out there. Yo.
What up, Marmar?
Marmar, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining us. What else we got here? James Monroe says, go blue. Go blue. Mr. President. Defending the Natty says, go blue. I'm putting up all the go blues here. Wait a minute. Brandon says... Wait a minute, I get the right one. Yeah. Alabama, Ohio State, all the SEC was winning champion. I don't know why Brandon's yelling at us tonight.
No, he's excited.
Brandon is hyped. He is ready. Good to go. He's fired up. Says, Alabama, Ohio State, all the SEC was winning championships because they paid players before NIL was legal.
That's
Those
true.
are facts.
It's true. It's true.
You know that now. EP is out there. Hey, EP, how you doing? How are things in Detroit?
Hi, EP. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah. All right, I want to take one more question, then we're going to hit our sponsor.
All right.
My next question, this is from Timothy. My next question is, I heard some reports that Bryce Underwood's been throwing the football with his left hand. There's inaccuracy is similar to the right hand. I think I would take a page from, I think John Diadamo was talking about this. I think that was last night on Michigan football at the Voice of College Football. It's possible that he's ambidextrous, but let's not get too shined up about that. It's more than likely, he's gifted, so he can throw with his left hand, but it's doubtful that it's, as powerful as it is with his right, unless of course he's left-handed, which wouldn't make any sense in that case. But I would take this with a grain of salt. I think this is just sort of maybe it's a troll from the Michigan sideline. So it would be cool, but I don't think that's the case.
It's not a troll from the Michigan side. It's Isaiah Hull said that.
Oh, is he the one?
Yeah, he was the one that said that Bryce Underwood was throwing with his left almost as good as his right. And frankly, speaking as a left-handed person, I'm not impressed. Okay, but also practically speaking, what is
Go Blue Al?
Go Blue, honey. What was I gonna say before my wife rudely interrupted?
I don't know.
Practically speaking, when is that going to be necessary? Like, I guess if he can throw left-handed, then there is technically no blind side. But at what point is he going to be like running to his left and be like, oh crap, my blind side, and then switch hands and be like, there is no blind side?
Well, see, and that's why I think it's dangerous, because the last thing you want your quarterback to do is to switch hands, because that puts that ball in a precarious position. And if he gets popped when he's switching hands, that ball is, it's on the field then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the scenario. Like if he's actively being chased down and trying to switch hands and all that and throw with his left, I'd have some questions.
Yeah,
but
I think that's a recipe for disaster.
But if he gets a touchdown doing it,
All right, are you ready?
I guess.
Do our sponsorship read?
Yeah, I've even got it pulled. Yep, there it is. Yep, I got it pulled up.
Go for it.
All right. This episode of the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show is powered by Rise Window and Door, serving Jackson, Ann Arbor, and Lansing. Rise delivers expert craftsmanship, not just in windows, doors, and custom trim, but across the home improvement spectrum. Locally owned and operated, they bring big precision with small town care. No cookie cutter solutions, no shortcuts here. Whether it's upgrading your exterior or transforming your interior, Rise handles every detail with the care and precision you'd want for your home. Call 810-673-7473 or head to risewindowdoor.com to schedule your free consultation today and let Rise help you realize the vision you have for your home. They're a supporter of the show, so if you're going to have any home improvement work done, they're going to do the best job you could ask for, and you'll be supporting the channel while doing so. So it's a win-win for everybody. So definitely give them a call.
Yes, indeed. Rise Window and Door, Rise Building Company. They do great work. They've worked on my house. I can testify to that.
Testify.
Testify.
My door.
What?
You fixed my door.
They did. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it still closes, which is great. That's what you want in a front door.
That's high praise right there, yeah.
The lock works. I mean, it's great.
All right, why don't we get into our first topic here? You want to do, we've got a bunch of stuff we want to talk about, so we're just going to kind of start at the top and work our way down. Let's hit the Michigan wide receiver room. let's go there first. And I got to switch this back over here. So the big deal with Michigan's wide receiver room is that we keep talking about Bryce Underwood. And every time we talk about Bryce Underwood so much, and the problem is, does Bryce Underwood have anybody to throw to? That's the issue we're running into. Michigan gets picked on for not having a lot of good wide receivers. I guess in the past, Michigan probably hasn't had the best wide receivers, but maybe this year is different.
They've had some good ones.
And we're going to go down the list here. First off is Donovan McCulley. I was wondering is he the I think he's projected to be the starter, but we'll get into that here. We do have, for the first time ever, we have some highlight videos. Not that we didn't make the highlight videos, but they're out there. But anyway.
Why didn't you just take credit for them?
Well, because it's got the guy's name on it right there on the video.
Oh, it does.
I can't take credit for that.
No, you're right. My bad.
Here we go. Oh, we'll just let that play. Well, whoops. No, I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. So this is Donovan McCulley. He is a senior, 6'5", 210 pounds. 6'5" is good because Bryce Underwood is what, 6'4"?
Something like that, yeah.
So you got a couple of tall guys there.
Going to be nice and tall.
Yeah.
I love, is that
from Indiana?
That's Donovan McCulley catching that touchdown, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think it was 2021. Jack Tuttle was talking about this with Isaiah Hole. He was actually the quarterback, I think, for the Indiana game in 2021. So he's a dual player. But actually, that's kind of neat that he did that, because if he understands some of the ins and outs of the quarterback position, maybe that means it would be a little bit easier for his relationship with Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, let me go back to that one. That you mean that there was a play right at the beginning there where he actually picks it up, or not picks it up. It's was a trick play.
Yeah.
And they threw it over to him. Was it before this? Because that was really cool.
21 or let's see, 29-7.
But he's got some.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Donovan McCulley was for the 2021 game. He had a terrible game.
Oh, here we go. Boom. Man, yeah, he's got an arm. Look at that.
He does. Jeez.
Sweet. I gotta play that again.
Who was the one that scored? Okay, so was that Donovan McCulley that threw that, or was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's right here down at the bottom. Can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So he's right here. That's him right at the bottom. So the quarterback over there, obviously.
Okay.
So quarterback pitches it to him. Oh, he dropped it though, and then he throws it down the field. That is a 50-yard pass. That's nice.
Connor Basilic. Okay, so it wasn't. When did that happen? Holy crap! 2023. That must have been the 2023 game.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Jalen Lucas, 44-yard pass from Donovan McCulley. They went up 7-0, and then Michigan scored the next 5, 6, 7 touchdowns. And Michigan won 52-7. That was really funny because I remember watching Michigan Twitter as that game was going on. And when Indiana scored that, basically everybody was freaking out all of a sudden, like, what's going on here, guys?
Yeah.
And then Michigan wins 52-7. And actually, Michigan didn't even score in the first quarter. And that's what everyone was freaking out about, was the fact that Michigan hadn't scored.
Yeah.
But then finishes the game with a 50 burger. Anyway, right. I digress.
So it says here that he has a towering catch radius and is a red zone threat. Yes, he's 6'5".
Yeah.
I mean, he's head over everybody. He's a former quarterback. Oh, okay. With strong field awareness. All right. So that's why he's practiced with the arm there. Physical route runner with YAC potential.
Yards after catch.
Yards after catch. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously these are the highlights, but man, he's got some presence there.
Yeah, he does.
I love that ball with authority. That's not some, light catching. That's power catching there.
And that's power catching. He's intentionally catching that ball.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's receivers out there that sort of like fumble the ball and bobble the ball.
Bobble the ball, yeah.
And it takes him a minute, but he's like pulling it down and moving.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize this, but he was actually a 4-star quarterback recruit, but switched to receiver, giving him, yes, this is what I said, giving him a unique understanding of route timing, coverage reads, and QB tendencies. The insight helps him sync with freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, especially in scramble drills. So, yeah, I mean, he is expected to be wide receiver 1, and he really does give Bryce Underwood an opportunity to extend plays. If there's a broken play, Donovan McCulley can be the one that he looks to, because, I mean, not just because of his frame and his reach and all that, but literally because Donovan McCulley is probably looking at him like, hey, dude, I know what you're going through right now. I know things look sketchy, but if you just throw the ball in my general direction, I will bail you out. That's the conversation they're probably having.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
All right, next guy up is Anthony Simpson. This is him right here, and these are his highlights. He is a graduate transfer, 5'11", 190 pounds. Now, I'm 5'8", so 5'11" is still tall. Yours is hilarious because at 5'11", he's still tall, but he's 6 inches shorter than Donovan McCulley.
Yep.
So 5'11", 190 pounds. He was at Arizona. They give his strengths as quick twitch slot receiver with return game upside, reliable hands and short area burst, versatile alignment across formations.
Yeah, I guess the only thing with him is that, so he was injured in 2024. He played in just 2 games. So there's definitely going to be, he's kind of, I don't want to call him like a project per se, but I think that they actually have a really cool opportunity with him, just because, I mean, since he didn't play last year, he had spent a lot of that time rehabbing and all that. There's some opportunity for them to kind of rework who he is as a receiver to kind of get him into their system a little bit better. Possibly because he's not going to have to like unlearn a system. There's a decent amount of time in between actually participating in both of these systems that maybe it won't be as difficult for him to pick up Michigan as it maybe would have been. The only thing is, can he stay healthy? You know, he's going to be taking hits for some really good, oh my gosh, the chat.
Mexico game. I'm probably going to be watching that one from home. It looks like Tree Dog, how you doing out there? Tree Dog's going to be at the game. Marmar actually giving his section row. All right, Marmar, we know where to look for you. I'm going to watch I'm going to watch the game and see if you're out there with the iPhone, taking some shots of the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our buddy Penn State Sports Talk is out there. We are Penn State, I believe, is the rest of that. Glad to see you out there. And this is, of course, as we said earlier, this is the pep rally. So rep your team out there. Let's hear you guys talk about what are you most excited about to see from your team this year?
Yeah.
And Timothy says no one cares about Penn State. That's not true, Timothy. We're trying to lift up the Big Ten tonight. All right.
We're bringing people together. Kumbaya, Big Ten.
All right, guys.
What?
GT
GT said fast. That's funny.
That's fine. I get it. Oh, okay. So Diana Hale says that Michigan will win the Big Ten championship. I like the sound of that.
I see a world where Michigan wins the Big Ten, but Penn State wins the national championship. State Sports Talk. I'm super glad you're here because I'm really curious your thoughts on James Franklin as a coach. Because from the outside looking in, we hear a lot about James Franklin doing a lot of James Franklining. You know, like James Franklin against Ohio State always seems to be an issue. And I go back to that 4th and 1 call where, I mean, they had like 3 straight runs where they gained a yard each run and they only had 1 yard to go and they should have just ran it. But they did like this. I think, oh crap, what's the quarterback's name? Drew Allard like kind of stepped back to pass and then had to scramble to try and get the ball off and ends up throwing it incomplete. Why are you calling that play on 4th and 1? I understand Ohio State's defensive front is actually really good in those types of situations. The problem is that you had already moved them 3 yards in 3 plays and you just had 1 yard to go. Just do the tush push and get them through.
Okay, he's saying Ryan Day getting fired. Okay, so Michigan fans aren't the only ones who talk about Ryan Day getting fired.
Yeah.
And then he also adds that Franklin has his best team since 2017. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. And this may be his last opportunity to hit that national championship. Maybe he's in the hot seat next year if that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I
mean, it would be stupid to fire James Franklin, honestly, because it's the Bo Pelini issue at Nebraska. Yeah. And, Bo Pelini is right there every single year, 9-3, 10-2. He's right there, just needs to take that next step. And Nebraska fires him before he can figure it out. Jim Harbaugh kind of got lucky. He probably should have been fired after 2020. But like from 2015, excluding the 2017 season, but from 2015 to 2019, he was right there, 9-3, 10-2. Just needed to take that last step against Ohio State. He would have been in the Big Ten championship with 1 or 2 losses a couple of times. Just couldn't necessarily get it done, but he was lucky that all Michigan did was restructure his contract, because you can't fire Jim Harbaugh. You can't fire the son of Michigan football. So he was kind of lucky in that regard. I worry about James Franklin. I'm not familiar with James Franklin's history. I don't know how connected he is to the history of Penn State, but he's 9-3, 10-2, 11-1 every single year. He needs to just get over that hump, and firing him before he gets there would be probably one of the worst mistakes Penn State could ever make. Especially since, honestly, college football is having some trouble keeping big name coaches in the game. And I mean, James Franklin is not a nobody at this point. I mean, James Franklin, yeah, he's lost to Michigan. He's lost to Ohio State. He's having trouble getting past those teams. That's fine. He's still beating other teams. I mean, he's beating pretty much everybody else at this point.
When did he start it? 2014 is when he started at. So he has never beaten Ohio State. Oh, no, wait a minute. 2016.
No. Yeah,
he's beaten him once, and that was a field goal game. I'm saying that because EP brings up that she can't see Franklin winning the championship until he beat Ohio. Yeah, he's got an Ohio problem, just like Ohio has a Michigan problem right now.
Yeah.
Penn State Sports Talk adds, Knowles changed his coaching method, has guys up to speed quicker than OSU. Granted, the defense was top 10 last year. Oh. So he's doing better at Penn State than he did at Ohio State. That's scary.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So it'll be interesting to see where they can go with that defense this year with Jim Knowles as the defensive coordinator. I mean, as long as Jim Knowles doesn't play cover 0 against Michigan, if they meet in the Big Ten championship, then I feel like Penn State's got the talent to basically beat anybody. I don't know. James Franklin is a little bit sus, just a little bit sus.
The Big Ten East hurt a lot of big teams when it was East and West. They were definitely lopsided conferences.
They were.
Although Penn State was in
Big Ten East.
Yeah,
with Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah. So that was rough. Franklin don't know how to beat Ohio. Diana Hale says, "Hey, good evening, Diana." Oh wait, we had her up earlier. Yeah. Penn State Sport Talk says he won 2 playoff games. He came after Bill O'Brien.
Yep. Yeah,
he wasn't right after Paterno?
No, Bill O'Brien was there for like 1 season, and then I think went off to the Texans, I want to say.
Okay.
That feels right anyway.
All right. You want to look at Andrew Marsh here?
Yeah, let's look at some Andrew Marsh highlights.
Continuing with Michigan's wide receiver room, we have Andrew Marsh. Please like and subscribe to this. The audio there. So Andrew Marsh, he is a 2025 recruit, so this will be his first year at Michigan. 6'1", 180 pounds. So he's a little light.
Isn't he the same weight as who did we just talk about?
Anthony Simpson? Anthony Simpson is 5'11", 190.
Yeah.
So 6'1", 180.
He can fill out the frame, but yeah.
Well, maybe not 10 pounds at least. His hometown is Full Shear, Texas. High school, let's see. It says explosive vertical threat with elite acceleration, crisp route runner with strong hands, track speed translates well to deep ball separation. Okay, so he's fast. 4-star prospect. Chose Michigan over Texas A&M, USC, and Penn State.
Ha! Suck it. Enrolled early and participated in spring ball, catching 1 pass for 12 yards in the spring game. Man, that's a good 12 yards. So, okay, so he did bulk up to 190. What is it considered bulking if you Oh, he was 175 and bulked up to one. Yeah, no, that's a good 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's 15 pounds of muscle too. Sheesh. All right.
I don't know why
Known for vertical and broad jump explosiveness. What? Oh, this is interesting. Slippery after the catch with an unorthodox gait.
Now we got to watch commercial.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel like I'm committing a sin by skipping the ads from whatever that place is for the kids.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, every time I skip an ad, I'm just like, I'm sorry. I don't want to sit there and watch people cry.
Well, let's see here. Okay, so we're looking at, was this Andrew Marsh?
Mm-hmm.
This is high school because he is a new recruit.
That took, wow. Look at him drag the entire defense with him. That took a minute for the ball to get out there, too. Jeez. That ball shouldn't have been thrown, but okay, there you go. Jeez.
I know it's always, I admire recruiters who can watch high school tape and recognize talent, because high school is such a, I mean, and not putting anybody down. I mean, these are kids. Just kids playing football, and it's a much slower game. It's a much less refined game.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when a kid is really good, like, Bryce Underwood stands out because he's, exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
What Andrew Marsh here is he's a 4-star.
Needs to crisp up the route running there a little bit. He was stumbling.
Yeah.
He's bailed out this quarterback on multiple occasions, and this quarterback doesn't seem like he's. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not bad. Yeah, he's got a good arm, but he's underthrown Marsh a couple of times. Marsh has to come back.
Yeah.
Like, look. See?
Oh, there's a good one right there. Wow.
Yeah, Marsh had to come back for that ball, though. He's just lucky that Marsh has the vertical to go up and get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that it's helping Andrew Marsh show off his skills again. I mean, the DB there has his hands all over Marsh, and Marsh is able to come down with that. But that quarterback, I wonder who's that quarterback and what was he ranked or rated?
I have no idea.
That's better. And they're trying everything to get him down too. So he's tough to bring down for sure. And this is with him not having bulked up.
Right.
Man. All right. That was a great move by Andrew Marsh, but that quarterback is so lucky. I feel like all this quarterback did was increase Andrew Marsh's recruiting stock and completely obliterate his own. Jeez. Yeah. So Andrew Marsh has that ability to just wrestle off defensive players and make big plays.
Yeah. He's got, he can make the cuts.
Yeah. He is fast.
That's pretty good. I wonder if those early plays were maybe when he was a freshman or a sophomore. This might be like last year now.
Probably, yeah. Let's see. So he had 130 receptions in high school for 2,330 yards and 26 touchdowns over his that was just the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Fights through tackles, excels in contested catches. Yeah, especially when the quarterback underthrows him by a mile.
Right. Yeah, he's making those cuts. That looks pretty nice. I just want to pull up a couple chats here. Penn State Sports Talk says they've never beat Ohio and Michigan in the same year, 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's what Franklin's working against. He's, he's a good coach, obviously, but he just seems to choke on those big games.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I really want to understand why he called that pass on that 4th and 1. Like, what was he looking at? Was he trying to catch Ohio State off balance or something? I feel like James Franklin is the type of coach that if something's working, eventually he's just going to go away from it just to see if he can pull a trick. And he shouldn't do that. He should just stick with what's working. I mean, that was one of the things with Harbaugh was, they would just run the football and not deviate from that, because if it's working, great. Who cares? I mean, just keep running it.
All right, let's take a look at what we got here. Jamar Browder. So Jamar Browder, Lake Worth, Florida, wide receiver, 6'4". This has him at 6'2". He's grown since this chart. 190 pounds here. He's 2025 recruit, so he's just coming in this year. Physical possession receiver with strong release, high point specialist in contested catches, tough blocker, and run-heavy sets. He is a 4-star recruit, adds depth and toughness to Michigan's future wide receiver core. So now we're at talking about the wide receiver room. These couple of guys, Andrew Marsh, James Browder, and then we're going to look at Jacob Washington too. They might not even see any game time this year or field time.
I mean, they're probably not going to start. But I mean, the natural talent is there. I wouldn't be surprised. It's funny. I think that a lot of people are concerned about Michigan's wide receiver room because they don't necessarily have players that really like jump out at you like, oh my gosh, these guys are going to be stars. But they actually have a lot of guys with some really good talent, and Chip Lindsey is not an idiot. Like, he knows how to use the talent that he has. Or he knows how to scheme around it. So I feel like, Andrew Marsh is probably not going to start, but he is going to get playing time and probably quite a bit.
Yeah. GT. Would Ryan Day still be living in the state of Ohio if the playoffs hadn't expanded last year? No. The expanded playoffs saved Ryan Day.
They saved Ohio State, frankly.
Ohio State.
Is Ross Bjork going to be living in Ohio for much longer?
Ross Bjork?
Yeah, the athletic director.
Oh, yeah.
That guy is apparently upsetting a lot of people down at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center.
Right.
Yeah.
Abdul, how you doing? Says you got Samaj starting over Marsh. That's malpractice. Well, I don't set the starters, but
are
they? Marsh is. He's a recruit. He's a freshman coming in.
Yeah. I would have Samaj over Marsh just for the sake of experience. But if Samaj Morgan, isn't playing up to par, then give Andrew Marsh a shot.
Right.
But I haven't called anyone to start over anyone else. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a quick look at did I say that was James? That's Jamar Browder that we were just looking at.
Yeah.
Let's look at the last one here. This is Jacob Washington. And Jacob Washington, wide receiver, 6'3", 185 pounds there. Wow, I think the data I got is way out of date.
Yeah.
But he's a 2025 recruit from Texas. Fluid hips and excellent recovery speed, aggressive press coverage with ball skills, smart tackler with special teams upside. I'm noticing, too, a lot of these recruits, 2 of them are from Texas, 1 of them's from Florida, but we're starting to get more recruits at Michigan from the South.
Yeah.
Which is good because they play a lot more football down there. Well,
yeah, that's true.
That's one of the things that I've heard about Michigan football is that we don't play football year round. We play football for a season and then we play hockey. So that's why we have more hockey and soccer players in Michigan than we do football players, because down south they can play football all the time.
Right. Yeah.
So they play football the way, we do little league and hockey and that. So
yeah, they probably have like rec league football.
Right.
Men's over 30 tackle football.
Go blue says the hammer is coming for Ross Bjork.
I like that avatar, that profile picture. That is sick, dude.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
That looks like that kind of looks AI generated, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It just looks crisp and clean. Like, that looks really cool.
But what do you got on Jacob Washington?
What do I have on Jacob Washington? He recorded 21 catches for 291 yards and 4 touchdowns as a junior. So not a ton, but the school he went to was called Archbishop Shaw.
All right.
It's kind of funny to me. Like, where'd you play high school football? Oh, I went to Archbishop Shaw.
EBS. Yeah.
It was the monastery down in Louisiana, I think. Yeah, Moreo, Louisiana. It's the only Catholic monastery in the United States, probably. I don't know. Anyway, he also lettered in basketball and track and specializes in sprint and the long jump. He is tall and lengthy with excellent high point ability, strong body control, and red zone presence. Can stretch the field vertically on go routes. Okay, so that's actually huge because
See, look at this right here. So here, this is shoot, what's his name? Jacob. This is Jacob Washington up here. Yeah. This is how high school ball works. He's going to move. He's going to stop, wait, catch it, and then run.
Yeah.
That's not his fault. I'm not blaming him for it. I'm just saying that's high school football.
Yeah. So the quarterback, and it's interesting too, because the quarterback isn't exactly like making reads either. He is kind of, I guess. He's not staring anybody down for sure, man. Yeah. Okay. So Jacob Washington's another player with a nice vertical. He can win some of those contested 50-50 balls.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Okay. So you can tell these plays, ouch. That was a good hit. You can tell these plays are kind of being schemed around him too, because like the quarterback will look to his one side just real quick and then throw to Jacob Washington.
Mm-hmm.
He immediately looks for Jacob Washington here.
And, boom. Nobody catching up with him.
That was blown coverage. I think the DBs thought that the other guy had him. That was a nice catch there. Jeez. That coach needs to get off the. Oh, wait. That's a practice. Never mind. Sorry. I was like, what are these coaches doing on the field, man? Okay, so he does have the ability to stretch the field. So that is going to be huge for Chip Lindsey's offense, because Chip Lindsey is definitely going to try and get Michigan to stretch the field a little bit more. I mean, it would be malpractice for him to not do that with Bryce Underwood as the quarterback and with players that can run like Jacob Washington and Andrew Marsh. He is getting compared by some analysts to Cornelius Johnson, and that should freak Ohio State fans out quite a bit.
Yeah. So what do you think then? Does Michigan have depth at wide receiver now? We've got, I don't think these are the only guys. Donovan McCulley and Anthony Simpson obviously are the leaders here. But I
don't know that Anthony Simpson is necessarily going to be considered a leader. He does add experience, but he obviously had like the injury issues and stuff like that. And from what we're hearing out of camp right now is that he's not exactly like presenting himself as a leader of the wide receiver room per se. But I mean, we can't forget like Samaj Morgan is still really good and Frederick Moore is still really good. And then let's not hate on freaking Peyton O'Leary. I mean, that 13-yard catch against Ohio State. Come on, man. The guy almost picked the ball off the turf.
Yeah, I'm just realizing I missed these guys. Peyton O'Leary and Frederick Moore and Andrew Frederick Moore and Samaj Morgan, Channing Goodwin,
Kendrick Bell. Kendrick Bell was struggling with some injury stuff, but he's coming back. He should be all right. He's got a little bit more experience, but he hasn't had like a ton of playing time is the problem there.
Yeah, so basically we're looking at all the new guys coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, personally, I feel like Michigan's got a decent wide receiver room now.
They do next year. So the thing is that they have, so think about it. They've got, Samaj Morgan coming into 25 is a junior. Frederick Moore coming into 25 is a junior. Peyton O'Leary is a senior. He's going to be gone. And then Kendrick Bell this season is a junior. So next season, Donovan McCulley and Anthony Simpson are going to be gone because they're both transfer seniors. Samaj Morgan, Frederick Moore, and Kendrick Bell are going to be true seniors, whatever. The thing is that, so these players that we're looking at that would technically make Michigan or give Michigan some depth, you got your Andrew Marsh, Jamar Broughton, Jacob Washington, Channing Goodwin, and Imarian Stewart. They are really good. There's a lot of upside there for sure. Very promising recruits. They're young. Okay, you're talking true freshmen and sophomores at this point. But next season, they're going to have a lot more experience. And that's going to be huge for next year when you've got, Samaj Morgan, Frederick Moore, Kendrick Bell leading that wide receiver room. And then you do actually have depth with Andrew Marsh, Jamar Browder, and Jacob Washington, etc. But then the year after that, you've got these players with really high upside who at that point are juniors and seniors, that wide receiver room is going to be crazy good. And then Michigan has an opportunity at that point to establish themselves, especially with Bryce Underwood as the quarterback, to establish themselves as a school that is going to start throwing the ball a lot more. I mean, under Harbaugh, obviously, it was primarily run the ball. It was power offense. And I feel like a lot of the concern with Sharon Moore being basically a Jim Harbaugh disciple is that he's just going to keep that offense. He is, to an extent. Smash is always going to be Michigan football's identity, and it should be. But there's no reason you can't have that identity and pepper in a little bit of passing, okay? I mean, the Smash identity works best when you've got a passing game that can stretch the field. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you've got, your Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes, if they're, Thunder and Lightning, or they're, what was it? Law and Order was that was the nicknames that I heard for them, were Law and Order. If you've got these guys laying the wood in the running game, but then you've also got a quarterback who can run and a quarterback who can stretch the field and wide receivers who can stretch the field, what happens when Jordan Marshall hits the secondary and the DBs aren't there? Because they're too worried about covering the pass. Michigan's going to open things up in the running game quite a bit, and then there's just no stopping them at that point. It doesn't mean that you have to become a pass-first school. It doesn't mean that you have to stay a run-first school. If you can get more of a mix in there, make it more of a 50-50 type thing, knock defenses off their or make them uncomfortable and all that, I mean, you're golden at that point. And at that point, you also don't necessarily need all of your players to be hitting on all cylinders, because your offense is balanced enough that somebody can maybe have a bad day and the offense still performs, but also you have depth for that reason as well.
Right. Looking over at our poll, what's your Big Ten championship matchup? Obviously, the choices were limited, but right now, Penn State versus Michigan is sitting at 66% with 44 votes. So there's a lot of people thinking that Penn State and Michigan are going to meet each other at the Big Ten championship game. I would love to see that game. I think it'd be a good game.
I think that the poll's a little sus, though.
If you have a different matchup, throw it in the chat. We'll throw that up here.
No, I'm just saying, because most of our audience are Michigan fans, and I couldn't help but notice that that's the only option that Michigan includes Michigan.
Well, okay, that's fine.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. I should have thought that through a little better.
Probably, yeah.
Timothy says a classmate told me that they had a dream that a fifth loss in a row had caused Ryan Day his coaching job.
I've dreamt that I played football for Michigan. Nice. That was horrifying.
Casey Bunker, Michigan winning it all. Love to hear that.
Yeah, love it.
Go Blue says he does not remember where he got the avatar from. LOL.
Well, it's awesome, so keep it.
Ludwig Cohn here has an axe to grind. Go Ducks, go Big Ten. Sorry, I can't support cheaters. Hey, neither can we. Michigan will get theirs from the NCAA any day now. Yes, I'm sure they will.
Because you probably also think the CIA killed JFK.
Watching a football game 3.5 hours early is just too much.
It's too much. Can't do it. Can't do it.
GT, Ludwig is new to college football, apparently. Maybe. Who knows?
But we are happy that you're here, Ludwig.
Yeah, we're happy that you're here. The NCAA has zero power. They will fold any day. Actually, what's funny about this is that next year, the NCAA will not be dealing with or not be handling these investigations anymore. It'll be, I forgot the name of it, the College
Football Commission or something.
College Football Commission, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And WW is right here. Every team does what Michigan does regarding advanced scouting. That is a fact. We talked about this last week, that it's legal in the NFL. It's legal in high school. In fact, they even encourage it in many high school leagues. So I mean, did they break the rule? Maybe. And I guess, we got to say that, but
no,
when it comes down to it, it didn't change anything. And like GT says, not to mention the countless schools that paid players NIL before NIL.
Yeah.
Enjoy cheering for Western Colorado.
I think they are clean.
Yeah. Oh, WW makes a good point here too. OSU and SEC are big mad that we now pay more than they can. Yeah. The NIL kind of leveled the playing field in that case. Until they put a cap on it, and then that'll change it again. But
Yeah, thanks a lot, Trump.
That's where we are right now.
Taking away our, what is it? Advantage. Wow, I'm tired.
Actually, let's talk real quick here. I know we've just been talking about it, but who wins the Big Ten and the national championship? So we've got our poll there. I picked the ones that I think are reasonable: Penn State versus Oregon, Penn State versus Ohio State versus Oregon, or Penn State versus Michigan. So from my point of view, I'm pretty sure Penn State's going to be there. I think it's a toss-up right now. I think it's a toss-up between Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan. But Mac, what do you think? What's your pick for the Big Ten game and also the national championship? Also, let me add in the chat, drop yours in there too. Who do you think's winning the Big Ten? Who do you think's winning the Natty?
Who do you think's winning the MAC? That's really what I want to know.
Eastern.
No, that's not the correct.
It's their year. They're due.
Yeah, they've been due since 1940 whatever.
Sure,
because apparently nobody cared about football back then. Anyway, who is my pick for the Big Ten championship?
GT at it again.
My heart.
And wait a minute. Sorry.
Oh, all right.
Blue Wolverine is here. Blue Wolverine.
Blue Wolverine.
Give him a salute. All right. Okay, go ahead, Mac.
All right. Here's the thing about the Big Ten championship. My heart says Michigan. My brain says Penn State.
Oh.
My butt says Ohio State.
But your liver. Have you considered your liver?
My liver says Northwestern randomly. I am getting tested for liver failure. That's a joke. I'm not. I'm good.
Yeah, I was like,
no,
wait, what? So this is our last show, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
We're going to start the GoFundMe for Mac.
Yeah. Which also, speaking of GoFundMe, just real quick, I did ask, I put up a poll on Twitter and I said, if I started a GoFundMe to pay off my student loans, would you, fund it? And like one of the options was yeah. And the other one was, I literally have no money. The poll got 2 votes and they were both for I literally have no money. So get a job and pay off my loans for me. All right. Anyway, here's the thing. I think Michigan has, I actually think Michigan, barring any injuries, has everything that they need to win a national championship. And I understand that a lot of people just looked at me and went, "You're very dumb. You're a Michigan homer. No wonder your skin is turning yellow from the liver failure. Even your liver is a Michigan homer." Again, I don't actually have liver failure. It was a joke. Probably a poor taste joke. There's a joke in there about having poor taste because of my liver, but I'm not going to make it anyway.
You've never been accused of good taste, I'll tell you.
I've never been accused of good taste. Never from anyway. That being said,
for some reason, Buckeyes for Life deleted his chat saying that Penn State was going to win the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, that's super inappropriate. Why would you say that?
Stick
there
to your
are children who watch this show, you dipshit. No, I'm just kidding. I think, okay, so I do think that Michigan technically has everything that they need to win a national championship. I just don't think it's going to happen this year because I think that we need to gain a little bit of experience. But that being said, if Bryce Underwood delivers the way that we're all kind of hoping he will, and it kind of maybe seems like he might, that's a whole lot of maybes for you. I think Michigan's right back in the conversation. I think they are. I think that Michigan's in the conversation for sure for the Big Ten championship because I think Oregon's going to take a step back, although Dante Moore is a very good quarterback, so we'll see. I think Penn State probably should be the ones to win the Big Ten championship and probably should be also the ones to win the national championship. But that being said, I think at some point Penn State is going to trip and it's going to be at the exact wrong time. And it's likely going to be in the playoffs. And I bet you anything, it's going to be that they win the Big Ten and they go into the playoffs as the 1 seed and then lose in the first round. I can see something like that happening. And I hate to say that. I don't, I just, Mac has his Desmond Howard glasses on right now.
That's Rob. Rob's out there. Yeah. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
They do need
Rob at Buckeyes Battle Cry. Also like and subscribe to their channel.
Yeah, even if you're a Michigan fan, because they're cool dudes.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was saying after Rob being so rude to me.
Well, Rob also says Michigan will not win the Big Ten this season. He'll put money on it.
$25 says you're wrong, Rob.
Ooh.
Pay up.
Challenge laid down.
Let's go. Friendly wager.
GT with you that he feels like we are still 1 year away from having a shot at the Natty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, sure, we're about 1 year away. But do they have everything they need? And is there another? Okay, do they have everything they need? Yeah, technically they do. Is there another team in college football right now that you're just like, dude, they've got everything that they need. They're the favorites. They're going to be the ones to win it. Penn State and maybe Texas, but Arch Manning's good. Don't get me wrong. Arch Manning is very good. Inexperienced. Kind of a Bryce Underwood issue, although Arch Manning's more experienced than Bryce Underwood. But there's every chance that Arch Manning comes in and doesn't play as well as, maybe people are hoping. I mean, he's got a lot of expectations on his shoulders right now. Georgia can't keep their players out of prison. So are they ever going to win a national championship? I don't know. But I just don't feel like there's another team in college football right now that you're looking at them like, yeah, they're leagues above everyone else right now. The Natty is theirs. Penn State is the closest I think you can get to that because they've got every position nailed down. It's just the coaching and the game planning and the not wetting your pants in the middle of the game, especially on 4th and 1 on the 1 yard line kind of stuff that I worry about with Penn State. But that being said, if Penn State wins the Big Ten, I like their chances in the CFP. I just think at some point they're going to stub their toe at the exact wrong time. But does Michigan have everything they need to compete for a Big Ten championship and a Natty this year? Yeah, technically.
Technically, yeah.
Ohio State doesn't even have a quarterback, so they're definitely not in the conversation.
Oh, don't start that one again. GT says if Manning is great, it will be tough to beat Texas. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to call it now. I bet you. Well, no, I am. I'm going to call it now. Good. I bet you we get a Texas Penn State national championship.
Ooh, that'd be a good game.
Because, and I'm trying to remember who was talking about it, but there's something behind the idea of who's fired up right now. Texas came very close. Penn State came reasonably close. They're hot for it right now. Texas wants it. Penn State wants it. I know Oregon wants it too.
Family show. Calm down.
I know Oregon wants it too, but I don't think Dan Lanning can get them there.
Well,
working on our video. We're doing a video 2024 look back at Oregon's season and rewatching those games. Oregon doesn't look as good as their ranking presumed they were.
You think?
And I'm really not surprised that they got destroyed by Ohio State in the Rose Bowl.
Okay, well then what happened when they beat Ohio State in the regular season?
That was a 1-point game.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have been. Ohio State probably should have run them out of the building.
They just didn't look as in replay. They did not look as solid as their ranking would make you believe they were. But
okay, so Dan Lanning is currently ranked 3rd most likely coach to win his first national title in 2025, behind Steve Sarkisian at Texas and James Franklin. He's modeled Oregon's program after The Process, used by Nick Saban and Kirby Smart, both of whom he worked under. Oregon's infrastructure, recruiting, and culture are elite. They're not just chasing titles. They're built to contend.
Yeah, they're not chasing titles. That's true. Oregon doesn't have a national title.
They don't. Yeah, that's pretty wild. They are. Okay, so yeah, the challenge is coming into 25. They are integrating new starters, and they're doing it quickly with Dante Moore at quarterback, and they've got some new receivers coming in. I guess this is interesting. I mean, they're maintaining elite defensive culture, what analysts are calling the Alabama and Georgia attitude. I mean, they can have the attitude all they want. It's just, is the coaching going to get them there? Okay.
Wait a minute, real quick.
Oh,
89 Dr. Funk, if you're still out there, good night.
Sleep well, man. Appreciate you hanging out. And
thanks for watching the replay.
It's actually cool that know if you're
that's pretty cool.
Watching, yeah, sweet. What was I just saying? Oh yeah. So with Dan Lanning, here's how he can win a national championship: by being reckless and taking chances. Here's how he can lose a national championship: by being reckless and taking chances.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's the Han Solo of college football. He's gonna roll the dice and take a chance and never tell him the odds because he's gonna go for it anyway. And whatever. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of chats to get to.
I know. Let me hit a few of these. So
everybody
Timothy
decided to show up in the last 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah, Timothy says I have a bold prediction. What if Michigan beats Oklahoma the same way they beat Ohio State during 21 and 22 season, and how would the national media react to it?
If Michigan beats Oklahoma the same way they did Ohio State during the 21 and 22 season, so like by running the ball. Okay, so
Ben's out there.
Ben, calm down, Ben. Ben, you will have your chance to defend yourself during the Big Ten Brady Bunch if you want to come back, or if we should even invite him, honestly. But what was I saying? So
Ben,
Michigan,
you're always welcome.
Yeah, of course. Nice to see you, buddy. If Michigan if Michigan establishes the run game and is able to beat Oklahoma with a consistent run game, then that's kind of massive, because that means that the offensive line gelled the way that we're hoping they will early on in the season. Dude, haven't you heard? He hasn't heard. I mean, I've been reliably informed by Ohio State fans that rivalries and conference championships don't matter anymore. So take your crown and shove it, I guess. I mean, anyway, but if Michigan beats Oklahoma by running the ball, then it means, see, what does the Big Ten championship mean? I just said that. Oh, I love being me sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway. Then that means, so that means that the offensive line gelled the way that they're hoping we will, but they did it far earlier in the season than we expected them to, which means the rest of the season, they're just going to get better. So Ohio State's in serious trouble at that point, which I think they're in trouble anyway, because I do expect Michigan's offensive line to gel at least by that point in the season. If they do it against Oklahoma, then I think their chances of winning the Big Ten go up dramatically, and their chances of winning a national championship. I mean, we also have to start having conversations at that point. If Michigan beats Oklahoma by running the ball, conversations need to be had about Michigan's offensive line, because that defensive line for Oklahoma is actually pretty good. So that's my
Speaking of D lines, James Monroe says to win a natty, we need the D to carry us the first few weeks, then have Underwood show up. I agree, but I think the D needs to be on top the entire season like they were last year. I think if the D is in there the way they were last year and the offense has perked up a bit, I think this is going to be a fantastic season.
Yeah. The crappy thing is that Michigan doesn't have, other than Oklahoma and Ohio State, Michigan doesn't have a lot of teams on their schedule right now that you're like, man, that's going to be a tough game. What they do have, though, are teams that are good enough that you look at and say, man, they've got a lot of trap games. And they don't have any back-to-back home games. So it's constantly gone, back. I mean, that game against USC, the only reason I'm a little bit worried about it is because it's at USC. The only reason I'm worried about Nebraska is because it's at Nebraska. And my worry about these games kind of goes back and forth. D'Anton Lynn's done a really good job with that USC defense, but if Bryce Underwood is on his game at that point, it might not matter. But they're also at USC. Those West Coast games are brutal, and this is honestly why USC, Oregon, UCLA, who's the other one? Washington should all get out of our conference.
Yeah,
go back to the country.
Says Michigan is going to win the Big Ten this year. I like to hear that.
I like it. They have a chance. They have a chance.
GG Dope says PSU can't beat Michigan or OSU. Franklin is a beta male. All right, come
on. I love it when you read something before you understand what it says and then you react.
Oh man,
he's a beta male. Oh,
yeah. Well, he does. We got to bring out that that video we did where I cut up the press conferences where James Franklin's just saying, "Did you get a haircut? Oh, it's a nice haircut."
A nice haircut, yeah,
dude.
Oh man, I just realized the
what?
super chat goal I had ended, and it.
Oh, I didn't even know we had one.
Yeah, we had that super chat goal. Yeah, right. Okay. So honestly, that super chat goal is stupid because you're only allowed to do 1 hour or 2 hours, and we go for an hour and a half usually. So I'm not going to put it for 2 hours because that means we have to be on for a whole nother half hour.
Right.
So here's what I'm going to say then. Okay, from now to the end of the show, we need to hit at least $20 in super chats, and the last person who super chats, or the person who super chats the most, is probably the better way of doing it. You get to determine
like the most times or the highest amount.
The highest amount.
All right.
Which, if they're super chatting the most times, they probably also have the highest amount. But also, why would you super chat more than once? Just, you know, if you want to give us like $100, just do it in one fell swoop. You don't need to.
And why wouldn't you want to give us $100? I mean,
why wouldn't you? I've got student loans. I've got a wife to feed. I mean, come on.
The insurance on my Maserati isn't going to pay for itself.
Right. So, so anyway, whoever donates the most or the last, I haven't decided yet, gets to determine what team's shirt I wear on the next live stream. But we need to hit at least $20 because otherwise I'm losing a ton of money on these shirts.
Tons of monies.
Tons of monies.
All right, we're barely getting through any of our topics here, but these are some good chats. Buckeyes Battle Cry Rob says Clemson, Notre Dame, Texas, Penn State will be in the semifinals. Clemson wasn't even. Was Clemson in the playoffs last year?
Clemson, Notre Dame. Was Clemson? Clemson was in the playoffs. Yeah, they got beat by Texas, I think.
Did they? Wait a minute. I've got the chart.
You've got the chart. He's got the handy dandy chart.
I got the chart.
We need to have a theme song.
No, Texas. Oh no, yeah, okay, you're right. They lost in round 1.
Yep.
All right. There we go.
Actually, let's finish this chat, and then you got a question for you.
Okay. Devin Ray says, I think it's going to be Michigan and Ohio State at the national championship game. Oh man,
it's going
to happen. Not. It's going to happen at some point.
I know, but
ESPN is going to fight it to death, but it's going to happen.
I will likely not watch that game because think about it this way: if whoever loses that game, even if you won in the regular season, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't matter. And that's why it sucks for 2 different reasons. One, the fact that the regular season doesn't matter anymore because of the college football playoff, because a bunch of greedy douches decided to the college football playoff. And secondly, because the bragging rights for that, like, we beat you in the regular season. Yeah, well, we beat you in the national championship. You can't argue with that.
So GG says PSU hype is out of control. Nobody was talking about them like this last year. It is just the media. I agree. Nobody was talking about this like talking about them like this last year because it was sort of a surprise that they showed up at the Big Ten championship because Ohio State lost to Michigan for the 4th time in a row.
They had help.
So
we'll just put it that way.
And said, I don't care if you are live. Wait a minute. Do you remember what your bet was?
Yeah.
Rob says you're on for the bet.
Yeah. Michigan wins the Big Ten championship.
All right. There you go. It's on here. It's on video.
It's on here. Hey, Doreen's here.
Doreen's here. Yay.
What up, Doreen? Oh, hey, we got a super chat.
All right. I'm trying.
All right.
Go Blue from Ohio. Hey, Landscape by Focal Point. Go Blue from Ohio. Go Blue.
Go Blue from Michigan.
All right. GT gives us a $5. I'm raising money for a module that will allow me to drive my Lambo with my mind. All donations are appreciated, but not tax deductible. I'd like to see the video on that, GT. That would be awesome. Thank you for the super chat.
Cool.
Appreciate
you. We are now $15 away from somebody getting to decide what I wear on the next live stream. So
yeah,
pull out your pocketbooks, kids.
Landscapes by Focal Point. Do you really have a Maserati? I do not.
Yes, he does.
I have a 2011 truck that's rusting out on the sides.
Do you understand that you had an opportunity to look so cool just now, and
but I can't carry that off. It was gonna fall apart before we knew it.
It was gonna happen. You look like the type of person who could potentially drive a Maserati. You know, you're sharp looking. You got the nerd glasses.
You got the nerd glasses. Asian Posturing, Wolverine fans greater than Scoop Trolls. Thank you, Doreen. Appreciate that. Always love having you on here. Doreen has her show also. But what is it? I wanted to say it was Voice of College Football After Dark, but that's not what they're calling it. Yeah, no,
they changed it. I can't remember what they changed it to, though.
Ladies of College Football?
Lady, maybe. Hey, Doreen, what's the name of your show? I forgot what it was.
Yeah, drop it in there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm sorry. I'm just having a brain lapse there, brain fart. But she and now I'm gonna forget the other woman's name. Wow, I'm terrible at this. Anyway, Doreen has a show on Voice of College Football, and it's awesome.
That's how you know the show is live.
Yes,
the Ladies of College Football. Yeah,
Ladies of College Football. There we go. I apologize, Doreen. Forgive me. Ladies of College Football. What's the channel though? If we just do Ladies of College Football, if we put that in the search, we're gonna find it, or is it what's the specific channel?
Can you give me the specific URL?
Going back to Devin Ray here, wouldn't that be amazing to beat Ohio State 2 times in 1 year? It actually says be Ohio State 2 times in 1 year. I do not want to be Ohio State. Sorry, I just don't. Tin Man and Mr. Todd. Oh, that's the actual name of the show. Okay, good. GG Dope sponsored.
Hey, Gigi became a member. Thank you, Gigi.
I'm looking at this. What does that mean? Thank you, Gigi. Thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Oh,
yeah.
Fantasy football. Now that since Gigi is a member, Mac, why don't you talk about your fantasy football idea?
Yeah. All right. So here's what we've got for you guys. So
Mini Hunt is the other one.
If you are a member, we have finally come up with something to potentially make your membership worth the $1 that you pay for it. I mean, we understand that $1 just means a lot to you guys. I mean, times are tough. You know, you got the tariff policy. Inflation was bad at one point. It came back. The recent inflation, I'm not going to talk about that. Gas is still like $3 a gallon. That's not cool. I mean, you know, so these dollars, you know, there's $1 that you're spending on us. It means a lot. And we have finally figured out a way to repay you. And that is by making you play fantasy football with us. Because my wife decided she's done playing it because she lost last year and is a sore loser. And that's mostly a joke. I might die. I might die tonight. I might die tonight. In any case, yes. So if you are a member, you will be invited to play fantasy football with us. So I guess either find us on Twitter or, oh, you know what? I just realized that we got to set that up and then like send it out. Oh, that's what we'll do. We should set up a members only stream for fantasy football. And then we'll set up the whole thing right there. And then we can do the draft.
Ooh, we could live stream the draft.
That would be sick.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, but that's for members only. We will set up the members only live stream to be determined, hopefully soon, because it's already August 6th. But anyway, if you want to become a member and play some fantasy football with us, there is a prize. And the prize is this. I have to pull it back up because I forgot what it was. Hang on.
Also, Jeremy Adams just became a member. Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What did we decide? There it is. Okay. The prize is a $50 gift card to Campus Den. So
Campus Den covers all of the Big Ten, right?
I think so.
Because that's Campus Den bought MDen, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think they're national rather than just regional.
Okay, cool. Well, honestly, if you don't have if you win and you don't have a campus den by you, I mean, we can figure something out. Maybe we'll just do like a $50 Amazon card or something. So
we'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out.
But look forward to that. We'll get more details on that shortly. Also from Gigi, I just love listening to you guys roast OSU. I literally will be laughing out loud at work because of how sarcastic you are. We have degrees in sarcasm. It's refreshing from the normal run-of-the-mill sports show. Great job. Thank you very much, Gigi. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, that means a lot because that's exactly what we're trying to do is make jokes. Yeah. I don't consider myself a funny person.
Just try to have more fun with it.
Yeah.
Jeremy Adams says, go blue. Really?
Go blue.
Is that an Ohio State hat in his avatar?
That's a Red Wings hat.
A Red Wings hat. Oh, nice. Excellent.
Yeah. Why would he say go blue wearing an Ohio State?
Well, what I was wondering about it. But if it's a Red Wings hat, that makes more sense. I get it.
I think you need to get your prescription for your glasses checked.
You know, they did just change it too. So.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Well, they changed it wrong.
Blue Wolverine still gets emails from MDN. Yeah, it was sad to see them go. I like that store. All right. Next topic. Let's go to the coaches poll. Oh, we could do. Oh, you want to do the coaches poll, or do you want to do? Let's see. We've got about 10 minutes. The coaches poll, or what does a successful season for Michigan look like? Which would you rather do?
I don't know. Coaches poll.
Coaches poll. All right.
Wait. Okay. Let's take 30 seconds. Everyone in the chat, would you rather talk about the coaches poll or your opinions on what a successful season for Michigan looks like? And we'll give you 30 seconds starting right now. And while they're trying to figure that out, we can apparently look at this tweet.
We can look at this. Well, this is from Blue Wolverine. I wanted to bring this up because I thought this was great. That many Ohio State fans want Michigan fans to be miserable right now. Most Michigan fans have celebrated our national title season for the past 2 years now and are very excited for the upcoming season. Ironically, less than 2 weeks from Ohio State winning their title, most of their fans and media were not celebrating their title and instead were discussing how upset they are at Michigan fans and how they cannot understand how we are not distraught and instead still happy and excited for our team. I cannot imagine going through life waking up every day mad. Find joy in your previous season and the upcoming season, whether the consistent rage is artificial or not. Control what you can influence. Football is back. Go blue.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw this. I thought it was great. And I'm sure Blue would agree with this because obviously he's friends with Doreen and a bunch of people, that it's not all Ohio State fans, because we can also say that there are Michigan fans who didn't celebrate our natty. They just went ahead and attacked Ohio State saying they weren't there. So it happens all around. The reason I wanted to bring this up is part of like what Gigi said there too, that, you know, we're here to have fun, to enjoy football. And I mean, the vitriol is getting bad out there, and you really just got to kind of put it out of your head and remember, you know, we're all football fans. We all just want to enjoy the game. And when your team wins a natty, Ohio State won the natty, fair and square, I might add, and enjoy it. Just like we Michigan fans enjoy our season. It was the best 8-5 season I've ever seen. And I thought it was great. And yeah, Doreen, we are rational people. Definitely.
Yeah.
Doreen is Ohio State fan. She actually works at Ohio State. So, and she's here, you know, on this Michigan channel enjoying some football talk with us. So that's what it's all about. Blue Wolverine and Doreen are actually friends from what I understand too. Like they actually know each other, I think, like in person. So that's what it's all about. Anyway, that was my diversion. Mac, are you ready with what you're talking about? Oh, wait a minute. John Hatfield says Michigan will go 8-4.
Yeah,
they will. I mean, I get it, but I don't think they will.
It was really funny because
I was just directed at Doreen. All right. Well, I take back everything I said.
It was really funny because I saw Doreen posted, "We are rational people," and then right above that, John Hatfield said, Michigan will go 8-4."
Yeah,
we're rational, all right. Yeah. But no, it's funny. I don't think Michigan's going to go 8-4, but that's honestly not the worst take I've ever heard. At least not this season anyway. I mean, but also I want to say that crap that you see with the vitriol going on with some of those, you know, people and all that, that's X. Like X is not real life, and that has never become more apparent to me than with how much time I've spent on X recently, because I've spent more time on X in probably the last 2 months than I have the prior 10 years combined. Mm-hmm. And it's funny in sports, politics, whatever, X is like a whole nother planet. So the stuff that you see happening on there, it is not real life.
Yeah. All right, you ready for the coaches poll?
Well, hang on. What did nobody said in the okay, so GT was the only one who actually said what they wanted to talk about, and he said that winning a playoff game is what defines a successful season for Michigan.
Oh.
And I agree with that, frankly.
Well, okay. Defining a successful season. Well, this is so this is what Joel Klatt said. Oh, you know what though? Let me go to I'm gonna do this instead because I don't want to get copyrighted on the on there.
Okay. Real quick, can I just say something real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so we were talking about Michigan's wide receiver room earlier, and somebody had mentioned having Samaj Morgan start over Andrew Marsh's malpractice. Samaj Morgan at practice today made a one-handed catch in double coverage.
Boy, everybody's agreeing with you on social media.
Yeah.
And yet here we are on social media. Wait a minute. Jerry Springer passed away. Twitter became X. Coincidence? I think not. But really, Jerry Springer passed away?
Jerry Springer? Yeah, I thought he was already...
Well, I guess that must have been a while ago.
Yeah, let's see here.
He was a character.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It was April 27th, 2023. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So Joel Klatt did a story on what Michigan needs to do to be a successful season. We are running way short on time here. So we're just going to hit this one kind of quick, or we could save this for next week, I guess. But since we're here, he says last year was clearly a bump in the road. Nobody cared about. They came off an undefeated 15-0 season. They were flying high. So this is not the team. Wait a minute. Let me get down here. After winning 8 games, it's a young quarterback. Okay. Klatt says Michigan's goal should be to get to 9 wins at a minimum to give itself a chance at the playoff.
Yeah, that's
9 wins to get to the playoffs.
9-3 and you can still make the playoffs. That is so dumb.
Yeah. So it's a young quarterback, Bryce Underwood. We continue with a young coach and Sharon Moore, obviously dealing with all the issues that he has to deal with the self-imposed suspension. We'll see what happens after that. Okay, so they were 8-5 a year ago. They need to take a step forward. If they win 9 games, so if they win 9 games and they're 9-3 before the bowl game, obviously they're in the mix. And I did see where Klatt has this chart of where each team needs to be. And I thought it was interesting that he said, for a successful season for Michigan, they need to be in the mix for the national championship. That's successful. They don't have to get there. They just have to be in contention.
I think in contention for the playoffs, right?
Well, I mean, just to get to the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Anybody who gets to the playoffs is in contention for the national championship.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah. I mean, if Michigan goes 8-4 again, then obviously that's bad. If they go 9-3, we now know that 9-3 could potentially get you into a 12-team playoff.
Yeah, I guess there's 2 different, it's 2 different things, right? Like I think being in the mix for the playoff and then being in the mix for the national title are 2 separate things. And I hate that that's the case, but I think that's just what the expanded playoff has done to us. Because here's the thing, like you can make the playoffs, freaking SMU, Boise State, there we go. SMU and Boise State both made the playoffs last year. Was there anyone who actually thought that they had a snowball's chance in Los Angeles of making it to the national title game? No.
Mm-hmm.
So why were they in the playoffs? Arizona State was in the playoffs. Did anybody actually think that they had a shot at a national championship? Clemson, did anybody actually think that they had a shot at a national championship? I think that they built out this college football playoff to 12 teams thinking that the Cinderella effect that you sometimes see in college basketball would also happen in college football. College football is a completely different game. Okay, it is a game of momentum for sure, but it is a game in which, after every play, there is a break. There's 45 seconds to collect your thoughts, react to what's going on, and then run a play by analyzing and strategizing based on the data that you already have. In basketball, yes, you can call timeouts, but things are continuous. Things do not stop. It's a much shorter game. Anyone can get hot from behind the arc. You can just find that spark and make those shots and stuff like that. Football is a much more and I don't mean this in a crappy way, because I can't play either sport at anything resembling a high level, but to me, football is a little bit more of a tactician's sport. You need to have a strategy. You need to have a really good, strong strategy. And you also need to have the ability to adapt and be flexible. With basketball, it is possible to win single games by having a single player get hot from behind the arc, or just in general. I mean, you can have teams that make it to the tournament and make it to the Final Four because one particular player, I mean, freaking Trey Burke was that for Michigan at one point. Zach Novak was that for Michigan at one point. Aaron something or another, I forgot his name, at Ohio State. He was really good. Carried Ohio State to the playoffs a couple of times. But that's one player. But you can't have that with football. One player, I mean, Ashton Genty, you could maybe make an argument. But again, Boise State's still not in the playoffs. Aaron Kraft, thank you, GT. Boise State's still not in the playoffs without at least some defense. And last I checked, Ashton Genty didn't play defense. So they still needed an entire team to get to the playoffs. So you're not going to have that Cinderella effect with the college football playoff, which is why I think that expanding it to 12 teams was really stupid. And they should just take it back to 4 teams.
Mm-hmm. I do remember in the video, which I could, Klatt said that for Ohio State to have a successful season, one of the things they have to do is they have to beat Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that interesting because given the way the playoffs are now, the way the Big Ten as we've said, the Big Ten championship doesn't really mean anything. All 4 teams, the top 4 teams last year, all lost in the first round or the second round, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But for Joel Klatt to say that Ohio State has to beat Michigan, I really wonder what that means. Because if Ohio State loses to Michigan and still gets into the playoffs and is fighting for a national championship, why wouldn't that be a successful season?
I'm sorry, say it again.
I mean, if it's the same thing as last year, if Ohio State loses to Michigan, but they're in the playoffs, even if they don't win the national championship, I would think just getting to the playoffs would be a successful season with or without a Michigan win.
Oh, for Ohio State, I see.
Yeah.
So, this is where I think it's this year we're really going to find out whether or not the Michigan game means anything to Ohio State fans. Right. I mean, I've had my criticisms of I guess they're not my criticisms. I've heard rumors from people close to Ohio State training camps that the quarterback situation is just a little bit suspicious right now. I don't actually expect that to be the case once the season starts, but I'll just remove that from the conversation right now. If Michigan and Ohio State both go into that game with 1 loss or no losses, and Ohio State loses that game, I still think the reaction is going to be quite negative from Ohio State fans. Obviously, you would expect that. But then this season is really the season that we find out, do we actually care about this game anymore? Because if the same thing happens, that Ohio State loses this game, Michigan at that point still only has 0 or 1 loss and goes to the Big Ten championship game, but then both of them end up in the playoffs and Ohio State has a better run than Michigan, Ohio State can hold that over Michigan and say, at least we didn't lose in the first or second round like you guys did. We actually made it to, the Final Four or whatever. So at that point, then the game really does mean nothing at that point. So would a successful season for Ohio State include a loss to Michigan? 2 years ago, no. This year, yeah. I mean, last year, yeah. Last year was a successful season. They lost to Michigan's worst team in 15 years. And they still won a national championship. That's a successful season. I don't care who you ask. That is fantastic for them. Right. But that just means that the game doesn't mean anything.
Right. So what do you consider a successful season for Michigan this year? What do they have to do?
I want to see them end the season at least 10-2, but I don't think that one of those two is going to be Ohio State. I think that one of those two is going to be Oklahoma, and then the other one might be one of those trap games. I think it's likely that it's either USC or Nebraska, although Washington actually looks a little interesting this year too. So I'm curious to see how that goes. But that being said, I think Michigan makes it to
Doreen's questioning that. Nebraska.
Nebraska's an interesting one. Justin can speak to this better than I can, obviously, although he has got some horrible takes too. But I'm kidding, Justin. But Dylan Raiola is a really good quarterback. He's got a lot of upside. Can he, kind of tighten things up? We'll see. Matt Rule is a really good coach. I think that they have some pieces to actually put together a good season. And I think they've got this game in particular circled, because I think that Michigan is at a point right now where unless they go into the season and just start blowing the brakes off of everybody, if they go in and they look the least bit vulnerable, they're still a good team and they still have that status as a program that if Nebraska beat them, that would be huge for Nebraska. So it's not like Michigan would be super low-hanging fruit at that point. They would be just high enough that it would be notable for Nebraska to beat them, but still possible for Nebraska to beat them. So, yeah, I think either USC or Nebraska, maybe Michigan trips up there. At that point, it would be probably Penn State versus Oregon or either Oregon or Michigan in the Big Ten championship game. And then all three of those teams would make it to the college football playoff. And I think at that point, it's a successful season for Michigan as long as they win that first playoff game.
Right. Yeah. Like Sharon, like Doreen says here, that because Sharon Moore is not going to be coaching that game.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Sharon Moore has coached up his guys as well as Harbaugh did.
Well, and the thing is that Wink Martindale's probably going to be the acting coach.
Yeah.
Oh, Minnie Hunt. Yeah. Wink Martindale is probably going to be the acting coach, and he's from, he's got that NFL experience. I think he can handle it. I think he'll be fine. I think honestly, just being honest, I think that it's really crappy of Michigan to be able to determine what games they want to miss.
Yeah.
For Sharon Moore, because one, they obviously have plenty of time to plan for it. And two, Nebraska's, I just got finished saying that Nebraska was a trap game, but I also just don't see us losing to Nebraska. So who knows?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Matt Rule, if he's gotten back on schedule yet, because he is behind schedule. Just like I think Justin actually said that too.
Yeah,
that he's behind schedule based on what he did at Baylor and Temple.
Well, he's in the hardest conference now,
right? Gigi brings up a good point here. Outside of having to travel every other week, I don't understand how you could possibly think we would have a worse record than last year. Defense is superb. Defense have better receivers and definitely have better receivers and quarterbacks. Yeah. And that's another reason why Michigan has to go, 9 games or better, because they've actually got a pretty easy schedule. According to Phil Steele, Michigan's strength of schedule is pretty low. So they've got to show up. It'll be embarrassing if Michigan goes 8-4 again.
Yeah.
But also, they've got to travel every other week. They don't have any back-to-back home games. They do have a bye week, a couple of bye weeks in there, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, we covered that. I like this. Sark's Burner says Michigan will lose to Oklahoma, and that pains me to say that, but Michigan will lose.
It's possible. There are ways that Michigan could win that game. Sark's Burner, are you by chance a Texas fan? I'm curious to know your thoughts on Texas versus Ohio State to start the season, and the fact that it's a freaking noon game.
Yeah.
It's a noon game.
He also says Moore won't coach 4 to 6 games. Ooh. So he's thinking the NCAA is not going to take that 2-game suspension. They're going to push it out to 6. It's possible. It's entirely possible. I don't know. We'll see. And I forgot to say, go Big Red for Minnie Hunt. I don't know if she watches the show, but Minnie Hunt, she was at Big Ten Media Days. I'm watching Big Ten Media Days here on the TV, and all of a sudden Minnie Hunt pops up asking a question. I thought, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go next year.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Brandon says year 2 for Bryce Underwood is going to be natty expectations. Well, yeah. Bryce himself, I think, said 2 natties and a Heisman. So
he said 2 Heismans and a natty. So
2 Heismans and a natty. All right.
I think he should probably flip that.
Yeah. Doreen says she's awesome. She is awesome. Doreen's awesome too.
I think.
All right. What?
Tim had a question. My part prediction.
Oh, yeah. I missed that up here. My part 2 prediction is, what if Michigan beats Oklahoma between 14 and 25 points, just like they did against Ohio State during the first 2 games? What was Joel Klatz? Oh, yeah. So like the way Michigan beat Ohio State in 21 and 22, what if they do that to Oklahoma? I mean, that'll
Michigan,
be awesome if they do.
They're going 12-0 at that point. I mean,
right.
It's, yeah, I mean, that obviously means that the offensive line gelled very early on, and Michigan's just going to get better as the season goes on. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. If Bryce Underwood performs to expectations and the offensive line gives him time, it's over. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's maybe I'm being cocky, but it's over at that point.
All right. I think I'm going to close it down there. Let's see. Keep an eye out for the fantasy football stuff. We've also got an Oregon video coming out. We're going to have some changes coming up for when the football season starts. We are doing year 2 of the Pigskin Showdown. I've already got a few guests lined up, including the guys from Buckeyes Battle Cry and also Garrison. I'm working on Justin. I got to talk to Ben. Hoping to get TJ on here too. We'll see. Maybe Doreen wants to come on for one of those shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did ask Doreen on like a prior live stream if she wanted to come on, and she said yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is going to do it for us tonight. I enjoy your rest of your week. Football starts in what, like 12, 14, 24 days.
It's great mathing, dude.
4 weeks from now. Yeah.
Great
hey,
math.
I went to Washington Community College.
Yeah, you did.
So, Doreen says she'd love to. Awesome. Sweet. Doreen, I will be hitting you up with DM and asking what your availability looks like. Oh, Brandon says, Michigan 4 touchdowns, go blue boat race. That'd be awesome. If they just crush them, that'd be great.
That would be great.
Also, says, awesome. I will, Doreen. Thank you.
I want to say this real quick too. So we had a goal at one point of 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And we are almost there, and the year is obviously not even close to over. So our new goal, and we really appreciate everybody who's coming and hanging out with us and how the channel has just exploded over the past month. We are at 1,953 subscribers. Our goal is to hit that 2,000 mark before Michigan plays New Mexico. So if you guys don't mind liking, subscribing if you're not subscribed, and then also, maybe sharing the show with your friends and just kind of telling them what we try to do, because we have noticed too that sometimes people hop in our comment section and call us morons for saying things that are jokes. So I think that some people don't really understand what we're trying to do here. What we're trying to do is that we're not trying to do anything. We kind of just say things, and sometimes it's funny. So that's what we're doing.
Accidentally cool.
So if you have a friend, I wouldn't know what that's like, but share this show with them and tell them, hey, you might watch the show and you might think these guys, they're morons. That's intentional.
But I like it.
All right. That's my piece.
Blue Wolverine says, share and like. Yes, please. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could give this video a like and subscribe, pass it around, that kind of thing. It helps us out. It gets more people in the chat talking.
I just said all of that. You don't need to say it again.
All right. I don't need to say it again.
Oh, man.
GG
there
says,
you go.
Go Blue.
Check out what B-Dub said. Oh, yeah. Go Blue, GG.
Oh, it hasn't popped up in the other feed yet, so I can't put it on here. But I see that. It says, best fathers. There we go. Sanford and Son. Have you ever seen Sanford and Son?
No, I guess not.
Oh, look it up. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
All right.
Good show. Good show from the early 70s. I think that was mid 70s.
Okay.
Thank you, Blue Wolverine. Appreciate that. EP says Seinfeld. Yeah, it's
another
great
great
channel
show.
About nothing.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. We're just here talking football, man. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. We will see you next week. Mac, take us out.
This is the Moron Football Show Talkie Talk. It's the Big Ten team. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I'll do it for real. I'll do it for real. I'm sorry. This is the Big Ten team. Get off my back about my outros show. This is Team Rivalry. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.